Alright, YouTubers, what is up? This is Adam from PC Clear Computers and Games. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing of the Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay supplement Omens of War for the Warhammer Fantasy Roleplaying game. This is by Fantasy Flight Games. Since now Fantasy Flight has lost their license to do anything Warhammer, so this is kind of like an older thing, but the game itself was kind of cool. So let's see what you get in here, shall we? Okay. Let me see here. Let's open this puppy up. I took the shrink wrap off earlier on. And let's put everything aside here. Go, really cool stuff. And we'll bring everything into frame one component at a time. Let me make sure I got everything. I missed something. Did I miss something here? Oh, yes, I did. Okay, great. Oops, sorry. We're blocking the camera, folks. There we go. Gotta make sure we get everything out here. The art on the back of the box is pretty decent. This is like a chaos type supplement. I think it mainly deals with the power of Khorne. The blood for the blood god, the bloodthirsters and stuff like that, and everything for Warhammer, which is really kind of cool. I was always partial to this chaos god. He's really kind of cool. So the first thing you get, let's just get this out of the way first. First thing you get is a Fantasy Flight game, summer 2010. Wow, 2010, is that old? Oh, cool. Really kind of, I guess, vintage, if I knew where the dates vintage would fall between, but that's pretty cool. So they got Blood Bowl, they got all kinds of games. Tide of Iron, I've never played that before. I've always wanted to, though. If anybody else has, just leave me a comment below. Again, Fantasy Flight, if you're not familiar with their stuff, or if you're only familiar with like X-Wing or something, see, there's all the role-playing games for Warhammer 40k that they don't make anymore. It's a real shame that they didn't get their license renewed. You know, if you're not familiar with Fantasy Flight games, they make a lot of really cool games. The first game that really got me into Fantasy Flight, and I know it's in here somewhere, would be a game called Descent, which is just like this massive game. I don't believe they don't have it in here. Huh, that's weird. That's like their flagship game for a while. But it was just this huge board game, give you lots of miniatures, modular dungeons, everything like that. Really cool stuff. And I fell in love with Fantasy Flight games after that. And they got, like I said, they got the Games Workshop license. They've since lost it. Now their claim to fame is X-Wing. Believe it or not, they do a lot with, you know, the Call of Cthulhu mythos and stuff like that. They make Mansions of Madness for Call of Cthulhu. I happen to have that game too. I have a lot of games. Don't have time to play them, but I got the money to buy them. So, again, this is just kind of an advertisement of what Fantasy Flight has out currently that they're trying to, you know, pimp, for lack of a better word. There's Descent right there. If you can see it there in the corner. They don't give you a write-up on it. It's kind of funny. Oh, well, go to their website, fantasyflightgames.com, and check it out. See, what else do we got here? There we go. The books for this are just excellent, right? The Book of Blood. Let's see if I can zoom out a little bit here, move the camera back just a tad bit, or maybe move the tape. There we go. Alright, again, it's written in this old scroll type, you know, paper. Really cool. And the illustrations in the book are just great. I love that map. That map is just the coolest. And then you got just looks like a Chaos Marauder or something like that over here. The Marauders are the ones that didn't wear armor. The Chaos armor, the Chaos Warriors are the ones that were clad in like ultra thick plate mail, and you know, like that there, right? And again, this is devoted to the god Khorne. So you're going to see a lot of the Khorne symbols in here. You're going to see a lot of just blood and mayhem and death. A lot of axes too. His followers seem to like axes. So is that glare coming on that too much? See, here we go. I'll try to get the glare out of the frame here. It's a mounted warrior of some type. Here's one of the big meanie chaos baddies. Pretty cool stuff. Again, I love the just the gothic feel of this this supplement is great. You got a Chaos Knight on a horse. Looks like he's ready for war, right? Of course, what is there but war? Severe injury rules. Oh, that sounds bad. Losing a limb. Prosthetics. See, they got area on prosthetics. Losing a limb, which you don't see a lot of in traditional like role-playing games or anything like that. They use the abstract hit points to do everything with. Hey, got that guy. Man, looks like he's burned beyond recognition. Anybody get the reference? Leave a comment. Again, just the art. The art is what draws you into the Warhammer world. Oh, look at that guy with that flail. Just whap, whap, whap. Just awesome stuff. The Blood God. The Citadel. Look at that fortress. That's just imposing by itself, much less what's in it. So that would be the Book of Blood. Nothing on the back but the Khorne symbol. We'll put that one over there. Go. And then finally they give you the rules, I guess, which is the Omens of War, Advanced Combat, and Warriors. This is supposed to be a book on chaos, but yet they put like an Empire Knight on that. I'm not sure why. It looked much better with like a Chaos Warrior on it, because this is a chaos, supplement. So why they it's full of like Empire art, and I'm not sure why when it's supposed to be a chaos themed supplement. But they put all the Empire and elves and all the goody people in there. Oh look, there's vampire counts. Maybe it's not completely goody, but it's not chaos. There's a bloodthirster. I guess there's just like a token bloodthirster or something. Or maybe they're just showing all the armies in there. There's beastmen. Pretty cool stuff. And again, my only problem with it is that it has a lot of Empire art in it. And again, this is a Chaos supplement, so maybe they should have Chaos, art in there. I mean, I'm just saying, maybe I'm talking out my nose. Like that piece of art. That piece of art is awesome. The dude with his sword, and it looks like it's electrified by magic, riding a nightmare. That is an awesome picture right there, and that really fits the theme of chaos. Maybe not so much Khorne if that's magic, because Khorne hates magic, and he hates magic users, which is why you don't find many sorcerers in a Khornite army. Alright, so that's the books. Let's look at the sheets of counters that we get here, our markers and things like that. That's cool. So we had a bunch of Khorne stuff, Empire stuff, some more Khorne stuff. Oh, I like that guy right there. Let me see if I can get him in frame. There we go. Now that's a Chaos Warrior. Armed and armored to the teeth. And it's the same illustration on both sides of the counters. On this page, anyway. And then on this page, we have kind of the same thing. So, pretty cool stuff. Again, why aren't these in red? They're supposed to be drops of blood, aren't they? Why are they not in red? But anyway, still a pretty cool supplement anyway. It's really detailed figures. This is, as you can tell, this is pretty thick cardboard stock. It's not like a normal, just, cheapy counter thing. Put these over here. Okay. And there's no stands for those? Okay, yeah, I guess there is no stands for this. Well, whatever. Open up the first poly bag here. There we go. And this is a blood tracker. It's used in the game in some way, shape, or form. There's certain things on there. Blood 10, 15, 20. What does 20 do? Let's look at the worst case scenario. A character's token has reached the final event space on the blood tracker is fully under Sabat's thrall when presented with the opportunity to seize the spear. Okay, must be part of the adventure. Crimson Rain. Such a character will do so without any hesitation or check. This will commence the Battle of Wills, as described on page 47 of Liber Arcane. Okay. Full blood tracker rules can be found on page 26. Alright, so this has something to do with the game. It's a tracker, I think, to see how crazy your character goes. Much like a loss of sanity in Call of Cthulhu, if you're familiar with that. And we have some, I guess, advanced character classes that we can play, like a sergeant, a marksman, crossbow, that's kind of cool. Crossbows are kind of cool. A captain has a halberd. There's a map of something. Some such. There's nothing on the back. Oh, that's that map from the first book we looked at. Must be like a player handout or something. A veteran that has a huge sword. Geez, the handle on that sword is just about as long as the sword itself. That's kind of crazy. I like the armor, though. The armor's kind of neat. Except for that hat. That would have to go. It doesn't do a thing for me. Of course, this is Warhammer Fantasy, so we do have some gunpowder mechanics to it. Outrider, a duelist. There's a map. Is that the same map? I guess it's not, but it has certain things on fire and everything like that. Probably part of the adventure. Oh, that must be the before shot. And it must be like the after shot or something like that. You got a trusty horse. No, you cannot play as a horse. This has to be a mount for one of the player characters. A pistolier. A knight. Again, what's with all the feathers? Anyway, battle-bred warhorse. Preceptor. What do you, a transformer? Anyway, Preceptor. Okay, great. Knight of the Inner Circle. So that has to do with all the character classes and things of that nature that you can be. Except for the horse. You cannot play a horse. Yeah, so I just want to state that again because it's worth stating, you know, at least twice. Let me get this next bag open here. And I have several more of these that are sealed that I'm actually selling on eBay right now for like half a... Well, I want to say about half of what this costs. This costs, what is it? Yeah, $49.95 retail, which is about 25 bucks. I don't think I'm even charging that much for it. So if you're interested and want to know if I have any still available, just kind of hit me up and I'll see if I have any still in stock. There's these little cards here that gives you some like abilities or stuff like that. They're different cards for different things. They just all happen to look the same. Fantasy Flight's really big on these little decks of cards and stuff like that too. So, which is kind of cool. The Mark of Corn. You gain one reckless stance piece to your stance tracker. You may spend one maneuver to gain frenzied condition until the end of the act. Okay. Attacks targeting you gain blah. Okay. Some game mechanics there that I'm not exactly familiar with. This would be like a severe injury. So they do have severe injury rules. You have yeah, torn ear. Severed shield hand. Boy, that sounds nasty. Oh, an impressive scar. Your wound pains you. This injury counts as one stress that cannot be recovered. Okay. Headshot. Badow. Suffer one, whatever the black square means, to all intelligence checks. Or, yeah, you die. That's kind of cool. So permanent injury rules. It's kind of cool. That's what was kind of missing, I guess, in D&D and stuff like that too. Is, you know, your character never got really any documentation of any scars or wounds or permanent wounds. He got hit so hard he walks with a limp, you know, I mean, or something like that. This is going to be some tactics cards and oath cards. Again, the backs of the cards look great too. The back of the cards look awesome. Really neat art. And again, the front of the cards has that old, you know, you're reading like a scroll type look or something like that. These, I guess, would be chaos mutations. Alright, so those are kind of cool. And now the last thing, but certainly not the least thing we're going to look at, is these decks of full-size cards here. Here we go. So we've got, I'm gonna look at the backs of these first. Fleshhound, Bloodletter, Juggernaut. What is this stuff that just, oh, okay, so these are like the monster cards, like, you know, the Bloodthirster, Chaos, Demon of Corn, Terror, yeah, you think? Magic Resistance, okay. Master of War. Wow, that's crazy. I don't know how to tell how many wounds this thing has or whatever, but I can assure you it's probably a lot. 36, that might be up there in the corner. 36 wounds maybe, which I guess wounds aren't the same as hit points in this game. You got a named character. Try to get that in frame. Skulltaker, Chaos Warrior of Corn, Chaos Champion of Corn. Again, I love that picture. That picture just looks so righteous. Like he's just there to commit death and mayhem. It's great. We got a named character there. Again, the backs of the cards is just great. It must be like an Empire person. Maybe they're fighting the Empire or something like that. Well, they have to be fighting the Empire. And this must be some treasure or something like that. Put those aside. Let's pick up the next one. Let's go through these other ones here too. Crumbling Watchtower. Oh, I see. Burning City. Precarious Heights. Okay. Pretty cool stuff. Listen to the Wind. Again, just the art in these things is just great. I wish we had time to go through every card, but we don't. It's just, you know, the art is just what really sucks you into it. That's what's really cool to it. And these have two sides to them. I wonder what the green side means as opposed to the red side. Huh. Alright, well anyway. So this is the, hand and a half grip. That's kind of cool. Testing Metal, Duelist Speed, Offhand Flourish, Still Breath, Dangerous Modifications, Warding Cut. That makes me want to get the actual, pick up the actual rules and play this, but it's kind of, I'm afraid not possible. But pretty neat stuff. Again, these cards are not like wimpy cards either. They are pretty thick, stiff, cards, and they're really glossy, and they're really made quite well to be handled on the gaming table. I know some companies put out like, you know, cheap cards. Well, this isn't one of them. These things are really, really nice. So anyway, that is the end of our review for Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, Omens of War. Pretty neat stuff. Again, Chaos, Blood for the Blood God. I look forward to our next review that we're going to do. We're still going to do the Let's Plays and the computer education and stuff like that. We're going to work that into the mix, alright? Don't worry. Good times are coming. This is good, but great times are even closer. We're going to have a lot of fun. Alright, guys? Talk to you later.